ActionAid make case for reforms to strengthen Nigeria's electoral system. Welcome to Akweya TV News, and here the report we bring to you at this hour. My name is Idajo Aja. ActionAid Nigeria has made a case for far-reaching reforms that will strengthen Nigeria's electoral system. These reforms by the Technical Working Group TWG of ActionAid Nigeria are part of the activities of the citizens-led engagements on judicial accountability in post-election justice delivery in Nigeria, that is CLEAP-Justice project. The reforms and advocacy policy by the TWG were presented to judiciary correspondents during an interactive meeting on Tuesday, the 3rd of September, on the first phase of its CLEAP-Justice project. In her opening remarks, the coordinator of the ActionAid CLEAP-Justice project, Adesua Elobwe, said the recommendations were made after an appraisal and review of some of the contentious judgments at the various election petition tribunals. Also speaking, Oyim Bamigbaye of ActionAid Nigeria explained that the meeting was part of activities for the ongoing CLEAP-Justice project. Oyim hinted that the CLEAP-Justice project is a citizen-centered and citizen-driven intervention that is designed to contribute to promoting accountability in post-election justice delivery in Nigeria. After a cursory evaluation of the conduct of the 2023 general elections and post-election litigation, the group noticed the gap within the Electoral Act, which necessitated reforms and policy advocacy by ActionAid Nigeria. In view of the foregoing, ActionAid Nigeria advocated that pre-election matters should be determined before the election, with most matters except presidential and gubernatorial elections ending at the Court of Appeal, adding that the change aligns with constitutional provisions. The group recommended that the levels of redress for pre-election matters should be reviewed, stressing that the House of Representatives, Senate, and gubernatorial election should have two steps/levels ending at the Court of Appeal, while presidential pre-election matters should start and end at the Supreme Court. ActionAid demanded that breaches of election regulations or guidelines should lead to disqualification, which should be applied as a remedy for offenses with criminal elements as per Nigerian law, emphasizing the distinction between civil and criminal violations. The TWG advocated that primaries not conducted in adherence to INEC guidelines should be invalidated, noting that stringent rules and sanctions should deter elevated electoral crimes, and parties should be prohibited from holding public office for 5 years in case of disqualification. He said, and I quote, the punishment for electoral offense in the Electoral Act should be revised to elevate intrinsic offenses to a level that disqualifies party from elections. In addition, the group recommended that the National Judicial Council, NJC, should be more proactive in the discipline of judges who misuse expert orders, and that such judges should not be appointed to election tribunals. He said, and I quote, making disciplinary report public would deter judges from compromise action, as they will be aware of the potential public scrutiny. End of quote. Said again, INEC should develop more detailed guidelines for using the 7-day window to renew declaration and return as provided in Section 65(1) of the Electoral Act and Clause 99 of the INEC regulations and guidelines for the conduct of election 2022 to ensure transparency in such a review process. Said, and I quote, INEC should cease to be a statutory respondent in election petitions. Its role should be limited to tendering all relevant documents and providing clear explanations of their purpose and origin. End of quote. The TWG of the CLEAP-Justice project chaired by Professor A. Awade resolved that the Constitution should be amended to effect the election litigation for House of Representatives, Senate, and gubernatorial election should be 2 levels, ending at the Court of Appeal with 3 panel members at the lower court and 5 at the Court of Appeal. The group also called for the inclusion of independent experts on elections in each tribunal to provide opinions, adding that INEC regulations and guidelines should be made binding. They said, and I quote, in order to ensure completion of election petition before swearing in, there should be shorter timelines for election petition from 180 days to maximum of 120 days or 60 days at each level. The TWG advocated and added that the enhanced objectivity and transparency should be introduced in the appointment of judges, stressing that the process applied by the NJC should include citizen scrutiny of proposed appointees. And that's where we wrap up our news. Thanks for staying with us. My name is Idajo Aja.